Hello and Happy New Year, everyone. On behalf of Awake Ministries, my name is Stephanie Dillon. I'm the Executive Director here at Awake. I've been working here in this position for about 4.5 years now, and what a blessing it is to be such an important part of our community. So I just want to give a few updates regarding some things that we went through last year and some developments that are happening now that are very exciting. So I want to touch on the food bank first. And right now we are serving about 15% of Shelby County's population through food distribution. And this is all made possible by an amazing partnership with Dare to Care. And so last year we learned that we are the largest Dare to Care food bank in this region. And so we are just really excited to be able to provide that sort of service to this community. And if you've never seen it in operation, it is a sight to behold. The amount of people, the amount of food that's being distributed every Wednesday from 12 to 4. So if you know anyone that needs those services, come on down. Just bring a proof of residency that you are a resident of Shelby County and you can use those services. So if anyone is joining and wants to comment your name or where you're from, I'd really appreciate that as well. Our food bank director, his name is Charlie Corbin. He came on last year and has been an incredible asset. He brings years of experience with grocers and working with people, which seems to be his niche. And he has just done a phenomenal job with our food bank and with the Awake community. So we're really grateful for him. And it's a great place to volunteer. We have about 40 consistent volunteers that are there week to week. And they are just the heartbeat of what goes on down there. Many of them have been there for years. It's a community in and of its own, and we're just so proud of them and everything that they're doing to feed our neighbors here in Shelby County. So I wanted to give an update about that. All right. Also, I wanted to touch base about our recovery program. And our recovery program, right now, we have full houses for the men and for the women. So we are operating right now on a waiting list, which is always a good problem to have. But I just want to touch on some things about our recovery program that makes us different. So we are a non-medical facility. We do not bill insurance for any of our services. And so we're completely donor funded. And that alone is different than how most people run their recovery programs. It is very unique. We're small. We like being small, and we like being relational with the people that are here. So our men's house holds 10 at maximum, and our women's house holds 6. So yes, we are a small program, and we like it that way because nobody's flying under the radar, and we can be relational. We can get to know one another and trust one another, which is very helpful when it comes down to sharing about your life. So last year, our staff that's involved in recovery, we really did some soul searching about, what are we really about? And, you would think that we would know that answer by now, right? But, we just wanted to further define that. What are our strengths? What is it that Awake does well? And I really felt like we were selling ourselves short by saying that, we are just a recovery center, because we are so much more than that. And even by marking our success with how many people are still sober, which of course, we want that for sure. But I think when it comes down to it, and we're thinking about recovery and what does true successful recovery look like, you can be sober and not be changed. You can be sober and not be transformed. You can be sober and still be miserable, if I can just say it that way. But we feel like true recovery looks like recovering your full life. It looks like being changed from the inside out. It looks like healed relationships. It looks like healing. It looks like freedom. It looks like reconciliation. It looks like having peace with yourself and peace with God. And so we really just wanted to expand that entire idea of what true recovery looks like. And we settled on the fact that we did not want to just stop at, is someone sober? That wasn't going to be the mark of success for our program. It was going to be, are we transformed? And so then that led into us just talking about all of the contents of our program itself, and that comprises, all of the day-to-day stuff. So it's been a really, really good season for us to become unified as an organization, to become confident in who we are and how the Lord wants us to do recovery. So we're just really encouraged by that. It's put some wind in our sails, if I can say it that way. It's been great. One of the other changes that we made, and this was all a part of this, just, really defining ourselves, is that we changed up our Sunday meetings, our community meetings, and previously it was Celebrate Recovery. And we've done Celebrate Recovery for 10 years, and we're still doing the Celebrate Recovery work with the residents. It's a great tool. It is an awesome resource for people to process their lives, and we're still using it, and it's still effective. But as far as our community group, we weren't, seeing the same fruit from it that we had in years past. And so another thing that we decided to do was we decided to change it up and try something new. And what we wanted was for people to feel connected, people to feel engaged, like they belong in our community. The other thing that we wanted to achieve was we've always wanted our residents who graduated and moved on to have a place where they felt like they could lead and they could facilitate. And so then that is why we ended up changing from Celebrate Recovery to a program that is now called Belong. And Belong is an incredible night of community where people come together. They are encouraged in their faith. They are hearing very relevant teachings to where they are. And then they are also hearing testimonies. And then we are breaking out for small groups. So there's more engagement, more facilitation of these small groups, people talking, and people really getting to process a lot of things. And it's all biblical, so it's all Bible-based, which is great. Now, what's happening as these small groups are going on is that there are also people that have graduated our program that have received equipping and training to evangelize and to share the gospel. And so while this is going on, we're sending out graduates with leaders, and they are going out and they are learning how to share their faith and share the gospel with complete strangers, and it's pretty incredible. So we've come into this new place then as well of making disciples. So we're not just stopping at are people sober, but are they transformed by God, and have they become a believer that is a true disciple in Jesus Christ, which means they know how to share their faith with other people. And I can't tell you just the it's blown my mind, honestly, at how this has perpetuated and how it's just been successful. We have had probably 5 graduates so far. We just started this in October, but we've had 5 graduates so far that have gone out, that have been equipped for evangelism and gone out and shared their faith and shared the gospel. And just since October, we've seen 25 salvations. There were over 200 interactions with people, but we've seen 25 people saved. And then also within our small groups, we're averaging 20 people a week that are receiving new believer discipleship. So it's an incredible format, if you will. It's an incredible night of just being encouraged in the Lord, celebrating people's freedom, but also equipping and training people that have been in recovery to then turn around and be able to do the same for others. And so for us, in the way that God is showing us, this is the way. This is the way for true recovery. This is the way to recover your life. This is the way to be a true believer in Jesus Christ, because it can't just stop at being sober. And so that's one of our mantras here going into this new year, is not just sober, okay, transformed. And so, like I said, we've just got a fresh energy here. Thank you guys for your comments. Yes, we've got fresh energy here. We've got some fresh wind in our sails. We're feeling confident in who God has called us to be and how He has called us to do recovery. And we're really just getting started on that. There's more. We're really pouring over every part of our program to make sure that it aligns with what we know is possible. So that being said, as you guys know, our model is completely donor funded. We do not bill insurance. We are not here to make money on people being here. We want to be people that are called and that are led by service, and that's who we are. But that being said, we cannot do it without you. This is about a 5-month program. It's a 4-month minimum. Most people stay 5 months. And it costs about $1,000 a month for a person to go through our program. So we are very grateful for those of you that are currently supporting us, but we have more that we want to do. Currently have one phase 2 house, which extends our graduates up for another 8 months for a total of a year in recovery. We need another phase 2 house because the men and women are having to switch and having to take turns, but we know that we need one of each. We'd love to be able to provide longer term housing for people that are in our program and wanting to stay in our community while they are transitioning back out of recovery and into their next steps in life. So if you have never given to Awake Ministries, we would love to have you partner with us. We would love to have you be a part of what is happening here. I'm telling you, God is on the move in this ministry, and we're so excited to be a part of it. We also want to open up the opportunity for anyone that feels like they want to be a part of Belong. Is there something about that interests you? Sunday nights at 5:30 every week, we're getting together. We're praying for our city. We're praying for a revival. People are sharing their testimony. We're equipping people to disciple new believers. We're equipping people to go out and evangelize the lost and share the gospel message with others. And you can also be a part of that. There is an invitation for you to do that. So I'm just going to put in the comments, I will put our volunteer form. I will also put how you can donate to Awake Ministries to be a part of what God's doing in this city. In this county. It's really, really exciting. Man, this is an amazing time for us to really come into what God is doing and come into where He is moving. And I know that He is moving here. God has such a heart for the broken, and we know that through the scripture. He has such a preference even for the poor. And, that's the poor in spirit, but that's, poverty in other ways too. And the Lord really comes along people who are desperate. He moves on our cries. He moves on our hunger, on our desperation. And so God moves here so mightily because we're serving people who are desperate for change. And it's an incredible ministry to be a part of. You do not have to have any experience, with addiction ministry. We're mostly looking for people that want to serve and that have a heart to love others. And so that's really the most important thing. So I believe that's all I wanted to share. Just one more thing. We have a Make Disciples event coming up February 28th. That's on a Saturday. It's a full day event. It's like a 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. event. And so if any of you are interested in joining us for that, we're going to be doing the equipping for discipling new believers, for evangelizing the lost. And it's going to be full of excitement for the Great Commission, which we are all called to do, whether it's in recovery or whether it's at your church. We would pray that people just catch the wind behind this, and that they would want to take it to their church or their small group or their ministry. We would love that. We've got, I think I saw a report that came out from the North Central Baptist Network that said, between 85 and 90% of people in Shelby County are not attending church. And so that is, that's a really high number. So if you've got 10 people on your street, 9 out of 10 are probably not saved and probably not attending church. And so when we talk about a harvest field, we've got one right here in our own town, in our own city. We don't have to go overseas in order to serve. We can do it right here. And the equipping is here. And the harvest is here as well. So thank you for watching. If you've watched this far, it's my pleasure to give you this update about what's going on at Awake. I'm so proud of our staff, and we have the most amazing volunteers. I'm thankful for our church partners. We have several church partners all over this county that believe in us, and that just strengthens us and encourages us so much. But we are looking to expand. We've got a 3-year plan right now to just increase over the next 3 years, and in the areas that God wants us and that we need to increase in. We definitely need more staffing. We're a very small staff, and we want to do more. We want to do more, and so this is my prayer right now, and this is my plea, that if you believe in what we're doing and you want to be a part of a place where God is moving on hearts and changing lives and equipping and sending out people, then Awake Ministries is doing that and seeing that. So I just thank you all again for listening. I thank you for your support, for your service to Awake, for advocating for us, for talking about us, for visiting our social enterprise, the Paddock Coffee Shop. Anytime you go down there and eat, drink, or use the venue space or catering, you're also supporting Awake Ministries. So thanks again, and I pray you have a great day. I'll drop some stuff in the comments for you guys. Okay? God bless.